Oh no. Listen, I don't have time. Please. Don't corner me again. Why don't you just let me go? Have I told you about my time as a hitman? I had just started out. They sent me to the plaza. Later it became known as the Nightmare on Elm Street. It sure became a nightmare for me. They placed me just before that sign, next to the Umbrella Man. At the sound of the first firecracker I was supposed to shout, "She's a bitch." But instead I shouted, "He's a bitch." Here was some confusion in the car. The woman was about to shoot herself, but then she decided that she'd better shoot her man. And she did. It became really messy. Hey, I can step dance till you faint. I can even tango on my own. You won't even notice that there is nobody else but me. I can clap with my teeth to it, even out of sync. It takes a lot of practice. I can never figure out how it began that you cornered me. It seems to have started for no reason, out of the blue. Maybe you are confusing me with somebody else. I'm not the mayor. I'm not a public figure. I don't have to say anything to you. Okay. We got the contract. How we planned the job? We went to Google and had a good look at the plaza. We calculated everything, and especially every angle. How long would it take for the bullet if the wind was coming around the bend? What to do if someone began to wave wildly? What would we do if there was a woman nearby who could not stop talking? We had to think of everything. It became long days and long nights. My brain craved for aspirin. Sometimes I really have enough of you guys. Who do you think you are? What makes you think that you can just stop me? Do you think I'm your private entertainer? What is it about me that makes you think you can just stop me? I don't get it. Now, I could turn into Bruce Lee turning into a vulture. Maybe into a crab. I'll do it convincingly. Hopefully there will be no psychiatrist around. Then I will do the gorilla. Then the wiggly worm. Now why did I say that? There must be some strategy behind all this. At the plaza they told me to have a go at the chauffeur. I thought it must be the one with the hat, but I couldn't find him. There was hardly time to think. I aimed at the man behind the wheel and pulled the trigger. When nothing happened, I realized that I had missed. The car stopped and the chauffeur turned around. I had another go at the chauffeur and missed again. I couldn't believe how lucky this guy was. Then he hit the gas and was gone. Hey, you want me to cry and laugh at the same time? Want to see me do it? I can hyperventilate until I turn purple. It's no fun, but it looks funny. Have I told you that I can make sounds with my ears? It's easy. You just have to talk through your ears. Any child can do it. You can do it too. Last week I was cornered by a guy who just wouldn't let me go. Whatever I said or did, he just wouldn't let me go. I was at my wit's ends. I didn't know what to do next. I tried to find out what he wanted. Maybe a stand-up comedy, talking about the weather with a twist. I had no clue. So I went on until he lost interest. Now, Elm Street was my first job. They told me that there would be a gigantic cover-up. I could move around freely and do whatever I wanted. They would erase me from every photograph and every film. At first it was a bit awkward to walk amongst the crowds with a gun in my hands. Then I got used to it. The people shouted, "Hey, Mr. President, look over here." I walked amongst them with my gun in my hands, trigger happy. When a flock of geese passed, I couldn't resist and shot a few. I remember this guy Zapruder standing on the concrete wall and waving at me. I had a shot at him too, but I missed him. Hey, I can pop my eyeballs out of my head. When they hang down it's a bit awkward, but I can throw them over my shoulders and see what's going on behind me. I would make the perfect spy. Sometimes I see a man jump out of his trousers. Of course I can pop them back into my head again. But there will be always people with ghastly stares, white hair and twitching bodies lying about. Look here. If there is any way I can make you stay away from me, I would be obliged if you told me. Anything. Anything that will make you stop stopping me. I've got other things on my mind. I'm a busy man. I don't have time for this juvenile game. This is not a schoolyard. Does that make sense? When somebody tapped my shoulder and told me that the job was finished, old Zapruder came straight up to me. He was furious. I had ruined his whole movie. What was he now going to show his wife? I told him to shut up or I would tell his wife who was with him. Old Zappo wanted compensation for his ruined film. People had started to run in all directions. Ozzy had just strolled by and had said, "Hi, I'm the Patsy." It sounded as if he was a tranny in full attires. For a moment I was tempted to follow him, but then I gave Zappo his compensation. Of course I demanded the film. When I ripped it out of the camera I was pretty disappointed because there was nothing to see. Now, if there's something strange about me, I really would want to know about this. Please tell me. I might find out about myself. Why you corner me all the time. Why you always want me to talk my way out of these situations. Why you keep staring at me. Why do you look so bewildered? What is it with you? I just don't get it. Hey, I can pick up with my ears any radar signal I want. Test me. Any signal. Tell me what signal I should watch out for and I'll catch it. I can translate them to you in digital hieroglyphs if you want me to. I could encode them into Picasso paintings and you would not see the difference. It will give you the flavor of the Mediterranean and in a flash it will be all gone. I could even serve it as next spring's fashion, including the tall young women forgetting their names on Coke. They call it Charlie, because it's much sexier. The getaway was easy. We were all dressed as cops and pointed to some random directions. The people moved about like sheep. There was no reason to hurry. I even smoked a cigar. For a moment I stood there and looked around, contemplating. I thought that this might even hit the local news. There will be a short discussion on who and how they did it. Then it would be washed away by the next commercial. Sitcoms. Game shows. Sport events. Bombings. Decades later they would start to discuss the incident, the local news, the commercials, the sitcoms, the game shows and all that. It was a weird moment. Then life went on.